نسير على صلوات اللهم صل على Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, a couple of things, announcements that I have to make. One is you guys are all aware of the Jalus that's on Sunday. If you don't, 1 o'clock is the arrival time. So it'll begin with namaz, some little small speech, and then the program begins. It'll stop at the Pakistani consulate, and during the actual procession, there's going to be an English float as well. It's not a float; it's basically a pickup truck where there's going to be English speeches along with poetry. Some of you brothers have signed up. Sisters, you're also welcome as well. We have some sisters as well that will be reciting poetry, and then there'll be also lectures throughout that part of the procession. The idea really is to make sure that the other audience, the audience meaning the spectators who are watching, because you know there are a lot of people who do watch, and sometimes it's difficult for them to understand what they're seeing. Sometimes they see a horse and they make assumptions of what this horse is about, why these people are kissing this horse, why we do matam. So there's a few things that are going to be happening in parallel. Along with the English float, there's also water distribution, water bottles with labels that would explain what's happening. We also designed a website that talks about the symbols that you see in the Jalus, because sometimes, you know, you only have, it's New York City, everyone has to go somewhere. So you don't have minutes and hours to talk to someone about, hey, what's going on. The least we can do is say, look, this is what it is. Here's a quick, 20-second, blurb, and then here's a website if you want to know more about what you saw today, right? So it talks about, why are people beating their chest? What does that symbolize? Why was there a horse? All those type of things are outlined on this website. It's karbalawalk.org. You guys have probably been to it before in the past. So that's the idea. So if you guys want to volunteer as either to recite something or if you want to distribute material, just give me your information, your name, number, and we'll get things started that way. All right, good. Let's hear salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We'll begin tonight's program with a recitation of the Quran. Brother?
صلوات. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most kind and the most merciful, say, O disbelievers, I do not worship that which you worship, nor do you worship the one whom I worship, and neither I am going to worship that which you have worshipped, nor will you worship the one whom I worship. For you is your faith, and for me is my faith. Salawat.
Thank you, Brother Taha. Again, those of you who want to recite, either in English or Urdu, whatever language you feel comfortable, please give me your name after the program. So now I ask Brother Ali Naqvi to read some sauce and salam. Salawat.
Salawat. از ما عمل میں حر دلاور حسین عزم و عمل میں حر دلاور حسین تھے اور قاسم حسین تھے علی اکبر حسین تھے اور معصومیت کی شرط ہٹا کر تو دیکھیے اور واللہ کربلا میں 72 حسین تھے عزم و عمل میں حر صلوات سلام کے چند شعر ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے ہیں ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے او معصوم میں دعا دینے کو تیار کھڑے او یہ فرش عزا جانے کہاں لے گیا ہمیں کو یہ فرش عزا جانے کہاں لے گیا ہمیں کو اور ہم بیٹھتے ہیں اور خلد کے سردار کھڑے ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے اور تو اس کو مبارک ہو یہ میرا جے شہادت اور تجھ کو مبارک ہو یہ میرا جے شہادت اور تو لیتا ہے اور احمد مختار کھڑے ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے او جائے بھی تو اب جائے کہاں کا دل اصغر جائے بھی تو اب جائے کہاں قاتل اصغر اور جس سے تے نظر ہوتی ہے مختار کھڑے ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے مقدس سماعت فرمائے حیدر کی ثنا کرنا یہی سوچ کے عقیدہ حیدر کی ثنا کرنا یہی سوچ کے عقیدہ او سننے کے لیے میسم میں تمار کھڑے ماتم کے لیے شہ کے عزادار کھڑے صلوات
صلوات salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, announcements, another set of announcements I'll be making. One is, of course, if you guys have not already signed up to Slido, make sure you do that. I know there was also a text that was sent out this morning through the center broadcast. Let me make sure I have the number. Those of you guys who are looking it up right now. So this is basically a way for the people who are participating in the program to ask questions or even give feedback to the Maulana for the presentation, for the speech, if any questions regarding that, as well as if any other feedback that you would like to give. The website or the app is slido.com, or you can look up Slido. And the meeting ID number for those of you guys who are either online or who are looking on their phones right now, it is 583-1727. That is 583-1727. Okay. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Hujjatul Islam, Syed Raza Baqar Rizvi to the podium to member action. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Please recite a salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى أهل بيته طيبين الطاهرين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الحسين عليه السلام ماذا وجد من فقدك ومن الذي فقد من وجدك صلوات. I need a better salawat from the youth. Please salawat. It doesn't mean that they are not youth, but I want a better salawat from you again. Salawat, please. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us another opportunity to sit together again and commemorate these great days which give us opportunity to increase ourselves, get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, learn about Islam, and get close to Imam Hussein. Just few sentences about the importance of this majlis and anybody who's participating in it. This is my personal feelings. I want to share it with you. When I see these kids coming out and reciting these Latmiya and these Nohas with the passion, with the style, it gives a person hope that inshallah the future lies here, that inshallah when they're kind of imitating some big reciters, like we had a Noha of Sache Bhai, and it was recited really greatly. I really liked the way he recited it. This mimicking or trying to follow them helps us grow this aza. And there's no problem in commemorating these days the way they were being commemorated. Even Rahbar Mu'azzam, in one of the speech, he said this, that you have to commemorate these days in the traditional way. And that's why the difference between this member and seminars and research is wadih, it's clear cut there. The member has its own barakat. It doesn't mean that we don't have to research or we don't have to have seminars and have like thought-provoking discussions about Imam Hussein and Karbala, but member has its own benefits, its own barakat. Now these words are difficult to fathom, difficult to think about, because we think sometimes like, kind of related to our topic, that it's a fairy tale and these words are coming from those places where we don't know what's going on, right? The ghaib. Ghaib means that we don't know. That's a kind of a loose translation of ghaib. Ghaib is not like this. Ghaib is something which is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you can get to close to it. Maybe you wouldn't be able to reveal the whole thing, but you can get some parts of it, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you more from that. So I'm not going into discussion of ghaib, but when we say barakah, maybe Allah wouldn't see the words being said the way they're being said here, but the passion and the niyyah. And this passion and niyyah gives the barakah to the majalis. Please recite salawat. So we need to encourage all of our youth and non-youth like me. I need encouragement from you too, so please recite salawat. To take this caravan, this this teamwork together, take it to this next level. We're not here to destroy anything, we have to make it better. We are on the right path. Sometimes what happens, because we are focusing on different things, because few things have been included from outside in this azadari, it looks like it's all ritualistic. It doesn't mean that we have to throw it out from the window. We have to correct it, just like anything else in our lives, right? In your studies, if you are studying just because of, getting marks and, getting good jobs and not learning anything, you have to go back and revise your learning. That you have to learn something which will be beneficial for yourself and others. Inshallah, you'll get money, you'll get the job. Everything is there. But with this niyyah, that niyyah gives the barakah. Please recite salawat. So just a small, short recap of the discussion which was going on here is this, that we're trying to find ourselves through the lens of Karbala, right? What does it mean? It means that human beings and humanity has been lost. That's a new news flash. We have to find it. So find ourselves, find our humanness, find the insan within us. Why is it lost? Not inshallah in this community, not inshallah within us, but overall in the whole world. Even those things which are being said and done in the name of humans and humanity, they're fake. Maybe sometimes deliberately, and sometimes because not knowing what human means. And when we were talking about this, we were relating it to the Nahza, the movement of Karbala of Imam Hussein. How are we relating it to that? We were saying that Imam was saying to the people, the scholars of Islam, at the time of Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, and calling them out as if they are kuffar, as if they are living in a society which doesn't believe in Allah. So what does it mean? It means that the structure, the skin, the body, the material body of Islam was there, but the ruh of Islam was not there. The meaning of the Islam was not there. And how is that thing related to our life in 2022 in this Shah-E-Najaf Center in New York? Because you can correct me, but I think we are having the same situation here. We have centers, we have majalis, we have Raza and Hajj and all those things, but the ruh of Islam is not there. Otherwise, our condition, the Muslims' condition, wouldn't be like this. Don't talk about Muslims. The conditions of the Shias wouldn't be like that. Just one more point, and I have to be really careful here. So please, to support me, recite another salawat. So even from this mimbar, which brings barakat in our life, sometimes it is misused. Maybe right now it's being misused in some places. I'm not going to take the name. I'm not going to take the person's name. You go out and find out. Inshallah, if you don't know it, don't Google it. Oh, you don't know the name. A few things are going on. People are using this member for their own agendas, clearing their name in a really good accent, with really good clothes, something sticking out from their thing, which I don't have it. I'm mentioning it because, and this is, again, I have nothing to do with this specific person. I don't know what he's doing. Why, I know what he's doing. I don't know why is he doing that. But the thing which triggers is this, that I give you my personal experience. I went to a community, and one brother, a really good brother, I loved him, the way he recited the Sabte Jafar's Marsiya, Chand Karbala ke. He came to me, talked to me, asked me some questions, and asked me, brother, you know what? You deliver speeches in Urdu. You should tally him and actually just translate it and deliver it from your member. So my problem is not with these people. My problem is with the audience, brothers and sisters. We need to know why this member is being used. If it's being abused by me, you need to go and tell me that, please, Maulana, don't do that. You can do it in the right way, like from Slido, or meet me afterwards. You don't have to grab my leg and pull me down. Don't grab his leg and pull him down either. At least know what he's saying. At least know where am I going to get the Islam from. So my shikayat, my complaint is not against him. Again, I don't know why is he doing that. My shikayat is against us. Are we attracted by his clothes? His way of delivering the speech? That's so superficial. That's why we are here, right? We have to see beyond the skins of the things, beyond the materialistic aspect of Islam, of anything, as a matter of fact. So I'll just say that much, because sometimes what happens when you take somebody's name, they use that name and use it for their own benefit. Says, oh, see, I'm so great. By the way, this person says on the member that I'm not alim, and people listen to him as if he's the biggest alim. 64,000 followers in his channel. Again, I don't, alhamdulillah, my teacher, he is like this. He always says that your presence in social media and following in social media means nothing. It's kind of a pandemic that you have to press the like button. You like the other people's posts so they can like your posts, right? It's something like this. So it doesn't bother me that 64,000 followers are on the YouTube, but if you are really thinking that he's helping Islam just by calling out our Sunni brothers, and last year that's what he did, right? The whole Ashara was about this. Calling them out, that, oh, you are following them, you are following that, you are following Baba. Are you following Imam Ali or not? Was he doing this with these three caliphs of the first caliphs or not? What was he doing in front of him? In front of them? I have to follow Imam Ali, that's it. I don't care about other people. I shouldn't care about them. If there's an ilmi discussion, yeah, bismillah, we have ilmi discussions. We have books and books and books. Books after the books supporting the Shia madhab. Calling them out, mocking them. That's not the seerah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. That's not the seerah of Imam Hussain. When Muawiyah died, you know what he said? When Walid bin Uqba asked him to come and talk to him, Imam Hussain, he said, it looks like the Taghut has died. Because you have to have some, sense when you talk to other people. Please recite a salawat. I wouldn't say that, but there's a really good friend of mine, a really good brother. He actually messaged his video and then messaged a refute of it. So I said, inshallah, I'll do that, because if you don't know it, don't go, don't search about it. It's not worth wasting your time. This is in my job description that I have to see these things. That's why I have to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing that either. Seriously, I don't like it. I don't want to hear that, but I have to hear that because of, I need to know what's going on. So coming back to our discussion, brothers and sisters, and from this problem or this issue, we can relate that how important it is to know Islam from its roots. How important when Imam Ali was saying that the cloak of Islam has been worn inside out. When Imam Ali got his Khilafah, meaning that Islam is there, but it's not, the ruh is not there. So that's why we are discussing about this, that we need to know insan, his relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we can understand Allah. The main thing is this, that we talked about the human-centric society and God-centric society yesterday. To make a God-centric society, you need to know God or Allah. The best thing to get to Allah is what? What is more closer to you? Is yourself. And then we have a hadith from Imam Ali that a person who doesn't know himself wouldn't know anything else. Would never ever be able to know anything else. So that's why we took this route, to know what our position as the vicegerent or the Khalifa of Allah on this earth. Why my status is so high. So talking about that, we discussed about God-centric and human-centric societies. Please recite salawat. So I'll take this one ayah, and then we're gonna continue our discussion from that. So in Surah Furqan, ayah number 43, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, arayatha min attakhadha ilahahu hawahu, afa anta takunu alayhi wakila. I'll translate it for you. Did you see man attakhadha ilahahu, who took his Lord, what? Hawahu. Hawahu. His own wish. Hawa means your own wish or your own liking. Afa anta takuno alayhi wakila. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to Rasulullah that didn't you see those people who are following their wishes, not following their wishes. They took their wishes or their wish as their ilah. They are their ma'bud. Their wishes are their ma'bud. They are their abd. We were talking about the discussion of abd, right? Afa anta takunu alayhi wakila. This is really, Quran is so beautiful. Do you think that you will become their wakil? What does it mean? Allah Ta'ala is saying that a person who took his wishes as his ilah, even you, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wouldn't be able to help him. Rahmatul lil alameen. Rahmat for stones and trees and animals and stars and galaxies won't be able to help a person whose ilah is his wish. Please recite salawat. Brothers, if you're writing in Slido, you can write it later on. Please recite salawat. I allowed coffee and tea, not cell phones. Please recite salawat. So another point which actually I made before, but sometimes it looks like maybe I'm making too many points and it get lost in the, all the, multiple points there. And this point is really important, that when we translate or do the tafsir of this ayah, we can take it, and usually, and me myself have taken this ayah as this ayah is about a person who is following his wish. And that's it. So there's a person, he's not listening to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and listening to his own desires. And Rasulullah cannot help him. But if you take this ayah from another angle, what if a whole system is built on that, on your desires? If the whole system is built on that, that system can never give you Hur or Habib ibn Madahir or Zuhair ibn Qayn or Salman al-Farisi. That system can never give you that. Why? Because you replace Allah. You replace the center. How is it related to what we were saying before? Human-centric and God-centric? Now, a person who is building a system on making their desires and wishes as their ilah are human-centric people. And not necessarily the bad desires, the good desires. That's a little bit difficult position here right now. Even if I'm a good person and I give the definition of kindness and truth and all those things, but I have no link to the higher authority, the divine revelation, I will end up making mistakes. There's no doubt about it. And that's what's happening, right? There's so many good people who try to do good things, but because they are disconnected from Allah, they make mistakes. So we, coming here as Shias, as Muslims, following the religion of Imam Hussein, should know this, that we need to know that we have to change this mindset. I'm not talking about changing the system here right now. At least change the mindset. Please recite a salawat. So what are the consequences? Maulana, why are you saying that human-centric system is wrong? I just give a small thing here that a person who, human intellect is not as big as God is, right? If you believe in God. So we believe in God. I'm not talking about the existence of God here. We are like in the different class. So this is a small point here. Whenever we discuss something, we need to know where we are right now. If you want to discuss with me about the existence of God, I wouldn't be putting these things here. We already know that we believe in God. We believe in Allah. We believe in a higher authority. Do I have to put Him in my life or not? Do I have to make Him the center of my life or not? Because these humanist people, they are not necessarily atheists. They believe in God. But they probably say that, okay, confine God in churches on Sundays, or masajid on Fridays, and for Shias just in Muharram, first 10 days of Muharram, that's it. Right? So there's the problem here. The main problem is this, that we believe in God, but it is confined. It's not in the center of our life. So what happens if I don't do that? There's a system, we are living in a system which is human-centric system, and the things are going on. A little bit, I think, because it was the end of the majlis, so I'm gonna like recap that point, and then gonna connect it to the another discussion I'm gonna do today. When you have man-made rules and laws, they are sometimes contradicting each other. They're in contrast to each other. Why? Because everyone, like I said before, everyone is the governor, the ruler of his own self, with his own ideology, and think of himself before anyone else. I gave the the example of mask mandate and the other things. So when you make a system like this, that there are two contradicting ideas, they're living together, what happens? They keep contradicting each other, but they do survive, and you think that you're living in a system. If it was really difficult, please recite salawat. You know the other question, right? If you understood a little bit of it, please recite a louder salawat. So we understood something, right? Let me repeat it. These contradicting ideas, because of multiple fake realities, they form a system. It is apparently a chaos, but this chaos has formed a system. And that's the system when we see. But this system from its innate nature is chaotic. Why am I making this claim? Because in this system, we cannot find the solutions of the problems. I gave 2 examples yesterday, another example related to our society. Gun control. Gun control, right? I have the right to have a gun, but the gun is with the people who are, like this, or they kill people. What should we do? You're not getting anywhere. The 2 parties are fighting, showing you that there's a system, a 2-party system. You go and vote for them as if you are making some change. I'll give you an example. I don't know if we can relate it to or not. If you saw in the old days, probably in a movie or something, like windmill, they used to have a mill worked by a bull. So you know what mill is, right? Mill, when you put the grain in it, it changes into flour. So windmill does the same thing. It just moves, and then the 2 slabs move, and the grains are ground into flour. So this you can move these 2 slabs with the wind, or sometimes they used to tie a bull around it, and the bull will keep walking. And it's grinding the grain for the master. The people who are living in this society and thinking by voting in this corrupt system, this chaotic system, they can make a change, they're like that bull. Because bull thinks that I'm moving and I'm making a change here. But the bull is doing nothing. He's just working for his master. He's not going anywhere, not a meter away from where he started. That's why we don't have any change in this society. That's why I don't care about, if I have to be politically wrong sometime. I don't care about this society because I have my own problems, right? In Shia society, we are not going anywhere. We are not. We are repeating, we are rinsing and repeating, right? Every day the same thing happening in a ritualistic way. Here, the ritualistic way has a problem. We need to move a little bit forward, brothers and sisters. In Hadith, it says that a moment doesn't see another day the same way. What does it mean? That if I spend one day today was Wednesday, the Thursday should be better than Wednesday for me. In my growth, in my iman, in my akhlaq, in all overall growth, in my getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or being good to other people. I have to grow inch by inch, bit by bit, step by step. So these theories, I will say theory because they are not implemented, not theories because they cannot be implemented, right? So these theories have to change our mindset, brothers and sisters. This one Sache Noha should change me. I don't know, this brother, probably he was born here. If somebody explained, sometimes these poetry, the words are really great, really good. They're Hamasi, they're with the Shahada, they're with the patience. All the lessons of Karbala, sometimes these poets have put in the poetry. So even if we are just reciting it, if we just focus on this, we're taking the name of Mukhtar, we are taking the name of Masamet Ammar. One day I just said, okay, who was Masamet Ammar? I just see him. Why? Why was he doing that? Imam Ali in his Khilafah said, Masam, they're gonna kill you, hanging you from this tree. He used to water it. So, oh my God, I want that day to be done. That day to come as soon as possible. It's not a morbid thinking, brothers and sisters. He was not suicidal. I have to sometimes you go for a bowling and they put the guards there. So I have to put the guards every time. So, the ball doesn't go there. It doesn't mean he was suicidal. But he believed in that. That I love Imam Ali and these people didn't understand Imam Ali. What are they going to do with me? And you know the story, right? Ibn Ziyad came, and then if you watch this movie, Mukhtar Name, they made a really good movie. They showed this thing too. He said, okay, tell me how Ali told you you will be killed. And he told him, he said, you know what, I'm not gonna kill you like this. I'm not gonna cut your tongue. To just make Ali, na'uzubillah, a liar. So he hung him on the tree, and he kept talking about Imam Ali. And Ibn Ziyad had to cut his tongue. You cannot challenge divine revelations, brothers and sisters. You cannot challenge which has been said and sent down. Quran is just not for Fatiha, Ma Salawat, that's it. No. When Allah says that that's going to happen, that's going to happen. Oh Rasul, you cannot help them. You can't. They have to come forward. Imam Hussein will go to your tent like Wahab Kalbi, ask you to come, but you have to make an effort. He has to think about it. Habib has to think about it. Zuhair ibn Qayn's wife has to say, whatever it is, I don't care. He's Farzand Rasul. Go and talk to him. You think that Imam is not calling all of us in these 10 days? Day and night he's calling us. I have my materialistic tareen, means most materialistic problem, I go to Imam Hussain and talk to him. Who stopped us? Take this opportunity. Please say salawat. So the one problem in human-centric society is this, that the ideas are too many, they're contradicting each other, but you are making a system with these contradictions. On the other hand, the Islamic, the God-centric society is this, that it's straightforward, it's in the light, it's in the hidayat. You see where you have to go, and you're going to reach there. Now, one of my brother actually talked about the haqiqa and the waqiyat actually. Because we were talking about the fake individual realities, I have to talk about this. Please recite salawat. The one bad consequence of human-centric society is this, that we are living in our personalized, customized realities, which are fake. Why? According to Islamic philosophy, Islamic aqli sciences, reality is fixed, is there, and it is present. It's present. You cannot get the whole reality. That's a different question, different discussion. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But when you are human-centric, if I don't understand it, it doesn't exist. Right? It makes sense. I just understand that I was born to make money, spend money, get married, have children, and die. That's it. What did they say? Eat, sleep, and repeat? Right? So I've been born for this. That's human-centric society. That's my reality. That's the only real thing which affects me. That's why anything happens in this world, I don't care. As long as my paycheck is there, my wife didn't leave me yet and asking for more money after the divorce. Inshallah, nothing's happening like this here. Or my children didn't run away yet. I'm okay. This is my reality. I have to live with it. And I'm okay with it. This is what it is. But the reality is more than that, brothers and sisters. You, your children, your wife, your working, it's all related to Allah. Now I put Allah in my system. Don't replace it with my fake reality. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the reality. You're going to refute me that, you know what, Allah is so difficult that you cannot understand Him. I understand it. I'll say, yeah, I'll believe that. But again, it doesn't mean He doesn't exist, right? Now the question arises that if I cannot get to Him, why should I believe Him? I just said that to understand Allah's Zat is difficult. I didn't say you cannot get to Him. To each and every level, from 4-year-old to 70-year-old, we have different levels to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make a connection with Him. Both aqli and ruhi. Sometimes the aqli and ruhi goes together, like a spiritual. Ruhi means spiritual. And sometimes spiritual exceed the aqli. कूद पड़ा आतिश नमरूद में इश्क अक्ल है महवे तमाशा लबे बामबी. The ishq, somebody actually asked me this question, that is aql more important or ishq is more important? The ishq which comes after aql exceeds every limit. Karbala is the plane of ishq, not aql. Now when I say aql, don't say that it's not nauzubillah, it's not aql. Ma warai aql, more than aql. That stage which passed the aql. That stage of ishq, and the real ishq is that ishq. Real ishq is not divanagi. It's not insanity. The sane tareen, the most sane person is a masoom, and he shows you the ishq in Karbala. And that's when the ma ra'aytu illa jamila comes in. It was my question, still my question. A woman who's seeing all this and saying, I don't see anything but beauty. Ma ra'aytu. I don't see anything but beauty. My discussion is not ishq, it's aql. We are in a lower level right now. But just to give you a glimpse of it, inshallah, we'll see that what ishq does to people, right? We need to see that too. Because I had this, I was thinking that when I'm emphasizing on these things, that we have to have aqli dalil, we have to have burhan, and we have proofs and reasons and intellectual discussions, it doesn't mean that I'll just, minimizing the ishqi part or ruhi part or spiritual part of our religion. So that's why I have to say this a little bit. Please recite salawat. Coming back to the discussion of aql, I don't know how much time I have. Inshallah, if I have, well, you guys are not going anywhere, right? Inshallah, you're staying here. Inshallah. Please recite salawat. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad, says, إِنَّمَا يُدْرِكُ الْخَيْرِ كُلُّهُ بِالْأَقْلِ وَلَا دِينَ لِمَنْ لَا أَقْلَ لَهُ. What did I say? Every khair, the idrak of every khair has to be with aql, every good thing. Whoever doesn't have aql doesn't have deen. That's a big claim, brothers and sisters. Every khair is perceived by aql. Anybody who doesn't have aql doesn't have deen. Meaning the deen is built on aql. If I'm just doing matam only because my forefather were doing, inshallah I'll get somewhere, but probably it's a 50% chance I'll be doing matam and doing some other things as well. Because I didn't take deen with aql. I don't know the importance of it. It's just like you see a child holding a $100 bill and you give a 25 cents candy and take the $100 bill. That's how people are going to play with us, with our deen. We'll sell our deen with a piece of candy. Because our aql is bachkane. Didn't do the rushd, didn't go up there. That's why Rasulullah is saying that anybody who doesn't use aql has no deen. Or anybody who is not aql has no deen. Please recite salawat. Please recite salawat. Now, when we talk about aql, I'll just give one thing and then I'm going to kind of leave it kind of half told, half explained. So inshallah, you guys can come tomorrow again. Please recite salawat. Although I know you are not coming for me, you are coming for Imam Hussain. So you are going to come. But it's still, I don't have time, so I have to just touch it and inshallah, we'll start the masayib. Please recite salawat. Now, what aql is, right? This discussion is a really difficult discussion. Big philosophers from both sides, Eastern, Western, Islamic, non-Islamic, atheists, come and talk about that. We're not going to do any one of it. So, it's a mujda, it's a khush khabri for you. Well, it's not because I cannot do it for you, I don't even know that. That's a big discussion, right? But in a nutshell, because that's a misconception, I want to just clear that, and inshallah, with this thing, we'll be able to enter into the discussions of aql. The misconception is this, that we mix up senses with aql. Like for example, human brain, right? So human brain is attached to my skin and my muscles and my eyes. So there's a sensory input. If it gets really difficult, well, this is English, right? This is not any terminology, right? If the term changes, just recite a salawat, so I'll stop. So the sensory input goes with my senses. The basic senses are what? 5 senses, right? They feed my brain, and my brain analyzes it and does something and says something to my body, and my body acts upon that. For example, when I see a lion, or a dog in my case, I try to run. So when I see a dog coming to me and barking at me, my sensory inputs are that okay, this is a khatar, this is danger, so I have to do something. My aql analyzes it, put these other neural firings or the connections to my muscles, and my limbs start moving. This kind of analyzing of situation is done by aql. But that is different than the higher levels of aql. Why? Because, like I said, when I see a dog, I'm going to run. But maybe there's another person, he loves dogs. He's not going to run. So the same aql giving different commands. Right? That's our sensory, superficial part of our aql. But the part of aql which gives the deep thinking and deep analyzing, which says 2 + 2 is 4, is universal. It's universal. Unless you are a really good businessman, you make 2 + 2 5. Oh, I don't know. That's not ugly, that's some other thing. I'll just leave it here. So inshallah, we'll discuss about this. That what are these two differences in analyzing and how is it related to human-centric society and God-centric society. A society living with fake realities and a society living with a common and real reality. Please recite a salawat. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله الآخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين وعلى علي ابن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. So brothers and sisters, in the Fazail or discussion, one name pop up, right? Not the name, but the thing she said. Just her name is as powerful as Imam Hussein's name. Because you cannot imagine, you can imagine an imam, a man, a fully grown man can go and fight, get killed. There were so many Masaib for Imam Hussein. But Bibi Ummul Masaib, Bibi Zainab Kubra, we'll just touch one of her musibah and then see how she was. What kind of a character was that? In Karbala, you can get inspiration with any character, apart from being male or female. Bibi Zainab's character is not the ideal for only my sisters. It's an ideal for, well, I wouldn't say this big thing. It should be. A mother, a sister, an aunt. In all the positions, she was on the top. On the top. The last time she cried her heart out was Shab-e Ashur. After that, when Imam Hussein said that, Zainab, now you have to take all these things and do a jihad, a bigger jihad than me. After that, she became, like they say in poetry, she became Abbas and Hussein. The embodiment of two great people in one woman. But how did she give honor Muhammad, her dear sons? It's been said, it's been written, when Ali Akbar got Shaheed, she was the first one to run and fall on the body of Ali Akbar. But when honor Muhammad came to Khayma, she didn't even see them. She was most concerned about Imam Hussein. She said that was a fidya, that was a gift from me to my brother. Not my brother, my Imam. It's been said, she went all the way from Kufa and Sham, and then at last, she came to Medina. Zainab was Abbas, she was Ali, she was Hussein in Kufa and Sham. But back in Medina, Zainab was again a mother. I don't know when she saw those empty rooms of honor Muhammad, I don't know what she thought. I would think that that's the first time she cried for her own sons. فَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيُّ مُنْقَلِبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ مَاتَمِ Hussein.
I'm not sure if Ali's here, but Al Nakbi, are you here? No. Yeah, okay.
سر پیتے خیمے کی طرح آتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، ماہ بنی ہاشم کا علم لاتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، خیمے کے در سے بالی سکینہ کو ہٹا دو، خیمے کے در سے بالی سکینہ کو ہٹا دو، عباس کے مرنے کی خبر لاتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، اکبر نہیں عباس نہیں کون سنبھالے، اکبر نہیں عباس نہیں کون سنبھالے، بس ہوئے فلک دیکھے رہ جاتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، لاشا تو علمدار کا دریا ہی پہ چھوڑا، لاشا تو علمدار کا دریا ہی پہ چھوڑا، دامن میں کتے ہار لیے آتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، ننھی سی قبر میں علی اصغر کو سلا کر، ننھی سی قبر میں علی اصغر کو سلا کر، مقتل میں خود بھی کھار پہ سو جاتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے خیمے کی طرف آتے ہیں شبیر، سر پیتے
Recite dua together. Allahumma kulli waliyaka al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka wa alayhi wa ala abaihi fi hadhihi as-sa'a wa fi kulli sa'a waliyan wa hafidhan